Movement is a core mechanic in, well, any game really. With Super Robot Wars being a grid-based SRPG, movement is simplified and limited to a gridded map, the terrain on that map, and varies between units and their movement types. In this video, I'll be going over the movement mechanics in general. I will be using Super Robot Wars 30 as the basis for this, but all mechanics should be similar to V, X, T, and perhaps earlier games, but mileage may vary a bit. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. So, movement. Pretty simple. You start the stage, select a unit, and move them around the grid. Each unit has a movement value, which can vary depending on unit upgrades, pilot skills, or power parts equipped. The main factor in a unit's movement capability is their movement types. These types are air, ground, and water. Space isn't included here because many stages are space only. All units have full movement capability there. If a unit has a dash in that movement type, it cannot enter that type, such as some of the warships with water. If the type is blank, as shown here, the unit will suffer a movement penalty in that type. Let's look at Combattler V in this case. It has air and ground movement types, but not water. When submerged, movement is cut in half and rounded down. So a movement of 10 will be reduced to 5, and a movement of 13 will be reduced to 6. Units that have power parts that allow flight will gain the air movement type, thus having full movement capability in air. Units without the air movement type cannot go airborne, but units without the water type can submerge, and are forced to if they're ground only when entering water. Airborne units can either stay above the water or choose to submerge. So how can you increase movement? Let's go over a few examples. You can give any unit +1 move through the full upgrade bonus. Some units can get increased movement through their custom upgrade bonus. The CQB training upgrade in the AOS gives +2 to all units that reach 3 EXC for the stage you're on. The pilot skill dash gives up to +2 movement. The EXC action boost dash gives +3 movement. The Spirit Excel gives +3 movement for 1 move. There are many power parts that give movement. Some give other benefits, such as increased stats, barriers, terrain adaptivity increases, or more damage dealt. The biggest increase to movement is the Tesla Drive S from the expansion DLC of Super Robot Wars 30, which gives +5 movement and S ranks in air and space, as well as granting flight. With movement types and how to raise movement out of the way, let's get into some nuances with movement. When moving a unit that is in the air or space, they will use 1 energy per space moved, while on the ground or in water, they will not use any energy. The amount of spaces a unit can move is hard capped at 20. When looking at a unit's stats, it will show they have over 20, in this case Rose 3 has 28, but looking at the quick unit information shows 20, and it can only move that far. You cannot move through enemy units, and they will block a lot of your movement in the direction you're trying to move. You cannot fly over an enemy unit, even if it is grounded. You can only move directly through an enemy unit without being blocked by either having the Turbo Penetrator equipped or the Boost Dash EXC action active. Quick side note with this, as it's something I didn't mention in the Turbo Penetrator video. That part is basically a permanent Boost Dash on your unit. The only thing you would use Boost Dash for when you have the Turbo Penetrator on a unit is the extra movement. Anyway, moving on. Some attacks have the move and fire property, which allows a unit to use that attack after moving. Many other attacks require a unit to be stationary when attacking. I will get more into this with the weapon property video. And that's it for movement mechanics in Super Robot Wars. Doing the research and tests for these videos has been very enlightening. I've been learning a lot despite my many hours in the series already. Drop a comment if this or any of the other mechanic videos has helped you out, or your thoughts on them, and let me know about other mechanics you'd like me to go over in a future video. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're new here and enjoy mecha, consider subscribing as this channel is dedicated to it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.